One of the first things to think about after you have made the decision to go into business, to start your own business, is how you're going to structure your organization. And when we talk about structuring your organization and business, we're talking about in a legal sense. According to the IRS, what kind of business do you have? So this might be a nonprofit, might be a corporation, it might be sole proprietorship, and there are different reasons why you might choose any of these different structures. And so I just wanted to take a second and kind of talk to you about what some of these differences are and what you might consider in a kingdom business when making these decisions. So the first option that you want to look at really is, has God called you into business to make a living for yourself and your family? Or has God called you into the marketplace to provide services, to give back to the church? And that, in a kingdom business, is the difference between a for-profit and a non-profit business. So once you've prayed on that and you've come to understand the answer, that will at least narrow your options down, right? So if God has called you into the marketplace, for instance, like he did with CHRISTIANWORKS.online, to give back to the church as a ministry, well, he called us to be a nonprofit. Okay, so that's easy. If he has called you into the marketplace to do good works for him while providing for yourself or your family, then you're going to be a for-profit company. So now we just want to figure out which structure is right for you. So there's a few things to think about. If you decide to incorporate, we have two different kinds of incorporations. There's a C Corp and an S Corp. These distinctions are important primarily for the IRS and what kind of taxes you pay, how much taxes you pay, how much paperwork you have to file, etc. So an S Corp is kind of what most people who decide that they want to be incorporated are going to go for when they're first starting out if it's a small business. And the reason for that is because C Corps have a lot of paperwork, have extra taxes. You're taxed twice, essentially. You're taxed on your personal income and your corporate income. That's not the case with an S Corp because there's kind of a loophole that you can utilize to only be taxed once. However, in both situations, whichever you decide, if you are incorporated, the biggest reason and benefit of being incorporated is that your company now becomes a separate entity from yourself, meaning you are not personally liable for the actions of your company. This is handy in lawsuits and litigation, that kind of thing. Your other options, and now I am just skimming the surface on this just to give you something to think about. There are a ton of resources online to really dig into, the best solutions for you and to really get some of the details about the tax situations and what these corporations mean. I will say a C Corp, unless you are starting off with a very large investment, if you have a lot of capital that you're going to be investing into the creation of your company, if you're working with several people, if you have a board of directors, for instance, that is a reason to start with a C Corp. If it's just you, if you are a solopreneur starting, with doing the bootstrapping and, not a huge investment to get started, C Corp probably isn't the place to start for you because it is a lot. On the other hand, if you will be seeking investment from angel investors, most angel investors want to see a C Corp for legal reasons. So things to think about there. If you are not seeking angel investors, if you're not seeking investment, If this is a more of a small investment to, seed investment to get started, then take a look at an LLC. LLCs are awesome. It stands for Limited Liability Corporation. And what that means is it gives you many of the wonderful benefits of a corporation, as well as some of the benefits of a solopreneur. So it's also more flexible. It allows you to kind of switch how you're doing your taxes. So when you first start off as an LLC, if you decide it's just me, working, from my home or something, it's just one person, I don't have any employees. If you want to file for tax purposes, even though you're registered as an LLC, if you want to file as a solopreneur, as a single entity, basically on your personal taxes, you can do that and still be an LLC. You can then later, as you start to grow, as you hire some employees, switch over and file as a corporation. So definite tax benefits there, definite flexibility. So we're really seeing growth in LLCs right now, and it's for that reason, just because of the flexibility for smaller entities to grow. The other option is just to work as yourself. So when you do this, your business is not incorporated. However, all of your taxes, all of your paperwork, it's so minimal because it comes off of your personal income tax as basically a home office. So it really reduces like all of the filing and like a lot of the schedules and things like that you would have to file, especially for corporations. However, you do have to be cautious in just understanding that there is no separation between yourself and the business entity at that point, making you personally liable in litigation. So check out some of these resources online. Take a look at what these different entities are. But it is something that you want to try and decide on early on, just because Uncle Sam's going to want that info. So I hope this helps. Check out CHRISTIANWORKS.online. We have a ton of resources, and just love to help you guys out as you're starting in your kingdom business. God bless.